Hello, Jared here, and I'm back. It's been, good lord, it's been 6 months since I've launched the comic. And obviously, a lot has happened since then, hence why I'm making this video. But I thought it was time to make one, and here I am. And I first want to jump off to the start saying thank you to all my supporters and people that have been keeping up with this little project of mine. And just hearing the feedback and comments has been amazing and very helpful and supportive. So I thank all of you for being there, and I hope to continue to provide a fun little comic experience, whatever you want to call that. But thank you, all of you. So I just wanted to say that first. So what you're seeing here is a ship redesign, as I've been doing many redesigns and revamping of the artwork on the website, and I'm still going. I still need to do different sections. But this is the Enforcer. It's like the cop ship. You know, this is a ship that one of the characters, Abram, has in the comic, and I'm constantly going through reiterations. Like, you can see this ship in the comic, and yet this is yet another iteration of it. So, you know, everything's evolving. I'm still figuring out what I want in the world. I mean, there's so much to keep track of. But this is, you know, obviously the most pleasing one that for me that I have designed of this ship. So as far as I know, this is the Enforcer, but I might have a new Enforcer in a year or two. Who knows? But that's what I'm showing here, and I just thought I'd show a little ship for this speed paint. So considering 6 months have passed, obviously some life things have happened as well, and I'm sorry to say they're not all great. For those that have followed me, I lost my cat Pixel about a month and a half ago to anemia. And I also ended up finding out that she had leukemia because I tried to pay for a blood transfusion. And it's kind of funny because I'm sitting here. I was ready to buy a Cintiq. I had a Cintiq pre-ordered. I was like super excited. And then, of course, you know, a family member of mine gets sick, and, you know, you do what you have to do. I mean, I would throw 10 Cintiqs out of a window to save my cat. I don't care. Like, I mean, they're irreplaceable. So I paid for the blood transfusion, and unfortunately it didn't work. And I lost, I only got her about 4 days, but through that I did find out that she had leukemia, which allowed me to know that I'm basically playing a game that I couldn't win. And yes, I was an emotional train wreck. There were some very dark moments when I realized that I was going to lose her. I won't get into details for that, obviously, but losing two cats that you adopted 4 years ago, a year and a half apart, that's not easy for anyone to deal with, especially when they go out like this. So I did have her die in my arms, and, you know, I did the best I could. I was the best care owner that I could be. And the vet that I took her to, they were wonderful. They even gave me like a paw print memento that they created just for me, and they like all signed a card and mailed it to me. I had no idea they were going to do that. But the support has been amazing, even from my family. And, you know, it's just, you know, family is important. And there's a great quote a friend told me from C.S. Lewis, I believe it was. He says, and I'm paraphrasing here, you know, the sadness we feel now is from the happiness we had. You know, that's the deal. So the reason I do feel sad is because I had so many happy moments with Pixel. She was an angel. I'll throw up some pictures here of her, and even her character drawing, Nellie, which was her adoptable name, where I got her in Brooklyn when I lived in New York. And because she's married to Theo in the comic, and you're going to see her coming up more. But I'm handling it pretty well. And I think, honestly, ironically, finding out that she had leukemia made a big difference. It let me know that I wasn't responsible for something that may have caused this. Like, leukemia is leukemia, and it's horrible. And I'm sorry for anyone that has had to go through that. I can't imagine parents that have children, human beings with leukemia. It's just devastating. So, but I still got Kepler, and he's been wonderful, and he's really opened up and been way more affectionate than I've ever seen him. He's been great. Still makes me bleed a little bit. He gets really playful, but he's He's a good little kitty. So he's helped me through some of these dark times when I needed to get through them. Moving on to more happier subjects, let's get back to the comic. As far as the comic is concerned, since I have launched, I'm very happy to say that as of this week, I have finished 25 brand new pages. And it's been a long haul. It took me 6 months to get 25 pages done. My goal was to have 20 done by the end of May, and I pretty much beat that by 5 pages just a few days past that into like the first week of June. So I'm right on track. I'm very pleased with the efficiency that this is running at. And what I generally do after I do these big sets, I usually work on sets of pages, 5 to 10. Depending on where I'm at in the script. This one was a big one. It was 13 pages. So they took me like 2 to 3 months to finish. So what I do is I take a little bit of time off from the comic and I work on other things. So one thing that I'm going to be really hitting is finishing out the script for volume 1. I already knew like the prose and like all the basics and outlines of how it was going to play out, but I was finally able to get something concrete. I now have a solid roadmap after going through lots of revisions with my editor and just kind of picking his brain. So I will be working on the script over the next couple weeks and finalizing as much as I can through God knows how many revisions, but I'm going to get that volume 1 story complete and scripted. And that's a very good thing. And some people might think I'm crazy for not having that done already, but it's my first comic. I've never done this before, and I'm still constantly figuring out my workflow, let alone how I even just work on the art. So once I get back into writing mode, it's the Wild West for me. It's open frontier, and I'm still trying to figure it out, even when I try to learn from others, and I'm always listening. But it's pretty fun, pretty educational, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, as always, I will throw up a few pages from the 25 that I got done. Obviously, I'm not going to show 25 pages, and I'm not even going to show half that. You're just going to get a little bit, but there's a lot that goes down. Like, this is where the story is getting real meaty. This is where, like, the big stuff is starting to happen. And this is why I can't wait for the readers to be able to see this, because it's so hard, I've only got, as of this recording, I've only got 45 pages online. So people are still trying to figure out, okay, what is Cashmere Sky? They're still kind of getting on board with the characters and the world and the introductions. And it's like, man, I know where this is going, and I can't wait for people to see it. So you can kind of assess a better opinion and view of this project. But I hope it's for the positive. I hope I'm doing it right. People aren't going, the hell? And that's the scary part, but you got to try. I mean, if you don't try, you've already failed. So, but I am excited. I can't wait. There's a lot of surprises coming up, and I hope that everyone finds them pleasantly surprising. As far as future videos, I hope not to go another 6 months without another video. That was not my intention, but I got to say that I was pretty slammed. I was really kind of in my element, just working on this comic. But I do have another video planned that I hope is a another pleasant surprise. I'll just tell you a little bit. It's a short story, a version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears that I apparently wrote when I was in 4th grade. And my mom found it like in the basement or the attic or something. And it has some crude illustrations. And I mean, it is the most absurd version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears I've ever heard. And it was like my 12-year-old mind thinking that this is hilarious and cool. So what I may end up doing is making a story time video of that. It's absolutely ridiculous. And what's even funnier is I always say that my characters Arlo and Enzo are based after me. So in a way, it's like, imagine Arlo, he's probably around 12 years old in the story. Imagine him trying to write a book for like a class assignment. This is probably not too far from the type of way he would think about it. So it's just an amusing little thought. But I do plan at some point making that. It's pretty embarrassing, but I think some people might get a kick out of it. So why not? Well, I suppose I should probably wrap up the video. As always, you can go to cashmeresky.com and read the comic. There's updates every Friday. And for anyone that has been there over the last few months and noticed that the site was performing poorly, it should be way better now. I got it handled. I talked to my web host. I knew there were issues. I had received complaints, but it should be way, way better now. So please just try it one more time. It should be a lot better. But other than that, thanks again for all your support. I appreciate everyone with their feedback, and it's been quite amazing and educational, I suppose. So comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.